Victor, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Ed.
Man, we got good stuff to talk about.
I think we do.
We are on such a roll coming out of 2024.
You're smiling.
These folks
You're
killed
smiling.
They
You're
killed
smiling.
it. You know, they're still adding the bean
numbers?
counters are still adding it all up.
But it was good?
Crazy good.
How's Pat doing? How's Pat?
Pat.
We should have like a Pat index.
He's super happy.
Is he?
He gave me a pat on the back.
He actually said that.
I did say that.
Yeah, you did. How was New Year's for you?
It was beautiful. How about you?
We babysat the granddaughter.
Okay.
While my daughter and her husband went out and enjoyed the, actually brought in the New Year. So we were very happy.
My wife and I haven't done anything on New Year's, I don't think, in like 30 years.
Yeah.
But I did pick up from these, these four beautiful granddaughters have these wonderful things. But the worst thing they have is that they're literally walking petri dishes. So I still have the remnants of picking up everything that they're carrying around.
Well,
And I don't know if you watched, well, you don't watch the football games.
Right.
But Troy Aikman was on TV the other night. You could barely understand him. So I apologize for my voice coming across like this, but I got a head full of stuff, and I'm all good. I've been on antibiotics for a while, so I'm all
Troy
good.
Aikman, he played for Dallas, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at you.
Okay, I know
Look at
something.
you.
I know something about football. There you go.
And in the chat, I think what we've asked is we've asked you to pick your Super Bowl winner. The winner. So we're down.
Brian Orkin, not 2, 1 winner.
We're down to the final 8 teams. We're going to give away $500 worth of Amazon gift cards to the folks that pick the winner, and then use it for a tiebreaker. The total points scored by both teams in that game will kind of be our tiebreaker to sort out who gets the money. But
I chose Commanders with 42 total points.
I saw that. I went with the Ravens because they beat the bejesus out of my poor Steelers, who just look horrible.
Let me see. Darren Hooper is going with Detroit Lions, 73 total points. David
Lions are the favorite.
59. Okay, you got to put a number in there. Hamlet, put a number in there. Ravens something.
Yeah,
Brian Adam,
and
put
you got to
something.
get your total points. You guys are just putting the Chiefs in there. Put the points in there, Roxanne.
Chris Pierce says Rams, 52.
Amen. You know what's cool about these games? This is like my favorite weekend of NFL football.
Roxanne says, yay, sports. I don't know if she's being sarcastic.
No, she doesn't like
yay.
sports. But this weekend, I just love these NFL games. You get the last 8 teams, just battling.
Like, how many games do you watch in a weekend?
I'll watch all of these. I'll watch all 4 of these games this weekend.
Wow.
I will.
Wow.
I will watch all of them. But the good thing is that my wife is probably
Dear
a bigger
Pat,
football fan than me.
apparently Ed has time to kill on the weekend. Please fill that.
No, but again, it's going to be interesting. And the cool thing about this is that all 8 of these teams have killer quarterbacks. It just goes to show that you got to have that one guy at the top that's kind of pulling the chain.
Okay.
And there's another game this week, Victor, but I'm not going to talk about that.
Oh, you're going to talk about it.
No,
I know you
because
are.
there's a whole bunch of those Ohio State Buckeye fans out there that just, quite frankly, wear me out.
Well, you're like a Notre Dame fan, aren't you?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and the other thing is, I'm going to be in town Monday. So I'm going to start a GoFundMe to see if somebody will buy me a ticket for that game.
How much are the tickets?
They're like going for $2,000. My son and I went to the game.
Wait.
$2,000 to get in the building, to get in that Mercedes Dome down there in Atlanta.
Okay, I'm going to assume. I'm just going to assume we've had a killer year. If I can include, I say we've had a killer year.
Yeah.
I don't think you need help with $2,000, but you're still going to go for the GoFundMe.
I'm so cheap and so tight. And my wife would kill me if I went to that game for $2,000. So if you want to make a contribution,
all right, GoFundMe for Ed to give to Notre Dame.
Bring it.
Cool.
But no, what else? Anything else?
That's about it. Like I said, beginning of the year, schedules, stack it up nicely.
Yeah.
So, but I think I told you, I'm trying to pull back on the travel, not do too much.
You turned
just
down a couple Dubai trips, you said?
Dubai, the Philippines, turn those down. It's like we talked about this. The flights are too long. It's like, by the way, door to door is usually about somewhere close to 30 hours is what I've calculated. So it's like, I'm getting old, man. I can't be doing that.
Can't even imagine it. And I'm trying to get my schedule lined out. This is the time of year that our teams start to do their kickoff meetings. We got the big one with the region managers in here next week.
The world tour?
I call it, the rubber chicken circuit, right? Trying to get out and see as many people as I can.
Why the rubber chicken circuit?
That's a baseball analogy.
Okay, all right.
But no, kind of laying those out and figuring out where we're going from there. Just super excited to get out and get after it.
By the way, there's very supportive comments here. Adam Humphrey says, Ed's cheap. And Brian Orkin says, I got you, Ed. So now you know who's on your side and who's not.
That's cheap. No, so really exciting. But the one thing about this year was really weird for me because typically I take a week you know, I try to burn some vacation towards the end of the year as things kind of tend to slow down, although by the numbers you all put up in December, they didn't slow down. But it was really weird, Victor. I lost track of days for the first time. Like,
okay.
You know, it was I think it was the way the holidays fell.
Yeah.
And how Christmas and New Year's.
You really got into it. I did the same thing.
Yeah,
I got to be honest.
I did disengage.
It felt like a flow, like a continuous flow of let's do nothing.
Yeah, I looked at my wife. I'm like, what, is it Tuesday? She goes, no, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
That's not bad, though. That's not bad. That's not bad.
But I figured it was a job well done when I lost track of days.
Yeah. Well,
I thought
I'm sure when you give us the numbers, you're probably going to say well-deserved.
Mission accomplished.
By the way, we didn't acknowledge some people out here.
Yeah, who's out there? That's Miguel Diaz is there. There's Miguel.
I think I got
Mandry?
Alberto Alicia looking serious with the mustache there. He's got that mustache going.
Oh, we got some folks in the room together. I love that.
Yeah.
I see Ramirez and the
got
team
Derek
in there.
Dixon there looking too serious. Got the white collar all popped to the top. Just let nothing go through there. Just that's it.
Adam Humphrey's in the house. He's always in
Harris. The house. I see you guys. Alex Gergen. Dude. Let's go to the racetrack today. Let's go. Let's go.
McIntosh. Look at all these.
Obviously, my girl Roxanne.
Barry
What's
Pope.
happening?
Hey, Barry.
Like the hair in that, man. Yeah, nice. Real
Ryan
nice.
Williams.
You got Tammy looking nice red. Tammy, I like that. I like it, Tammy. Way to go. And
There's
who's this
Jeff
guy?
Mossinger. Hey, Jeff.
What is that? Barry Polk. Look at Barry Polk. He just looks all professional.
Doesn't he? Look
He's
at
got
his
the background, the whole bit. Just, you know, kind of sucking up in my opinion, but that's just me.
Hey,
I don't know. It's just
Victor. Okay. Let's.
I'm going to get yelled at again.
Yep, you're going to get yelled at again. You're going to get in trouble.
I get community notes now from
gets-
Ed.
he gets-
Here are some community notes.
he-
Victor?
Shouldn't have gone. There's Mark McConnell.
All
Hey,
right.
Mark.
Who else is out there?
Jeremy Brooks. Look at this. Yeah, we got a lot of folks in the house. We should probably get going into our content. What
I
do you
wish
think?
I had a name like Andrew McIntosh. Doesn't that sound like I should be making more money just by saying my name is Andrew McIntosh?
Andrew does pretty well.
Does he
for
do well?
himself. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen him on the list.
Oh no, he's been on the list.
Has he been on the list?
He's been on
All right,
the list.
Andrew. My bad. My bad.
Hey, let's jump into the content and get moving. They talk all the time about, and I've heard it like for 40 years of my career. You know, how you finish the year is how you're going to start the next year. So you want to build momentum, right? So what y'all did in December was flat build momentum. You know, December has always been historically one of those months where it's kind of a crapshoot, quite frankly. You know, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? What happened commercially at Orkin in December, Victor, was staggering. I mean, it was like really cool.
Yeah.
So if that old saying comes into play, then we're going to have a great 2025 because we had a killer 2024 in December.
Yeah, you look happy.
I'm pretty happy.
You bounced into the studio with a little extra.
Yeah, there's a little extra stepping to get you up. Yeah. So hey, to give you an example, December local commercial sales are up 12% year over year. You know, again, a crapshoot most of the time. Year to date, our local commercial sales are up 13% year over year. And again, this is probably, well, since COVID, we've been running a double-digit commercial sales increase. And this 13% y'all laid up there in local commercial in 2024 was staggering. It was $160 million of local commercial sales being driven by the account managers out there.
You know what's even more amazing if you think about it? As the number increases, you're still doing double digits. I don't think people realize it's harder to do over and over again.
Yeah, and they're finalizing some of the President's Club reports, and it's always tough to repeat, particularly like as a sales manager, right? So, but I mean, some of these sales managers have been running double-digit increases, you know, for 5-6 years commercially, and it's just outstanding. Just outstanding. Team sales, that one we talk about all the time, continues to grow and continues to explode. In the month of December, team sales accounted for a 30% year-over-year increase, bringing in the year increase at 26% year-over-year. In commercial team sales, $42 million worth of commissions to our account managers, tied into working with the preferred vendors and the national account team. And then total, when you roll it all together, which is just crazy, the month of December we had a 13% year-over-year increase. These numbers don't happen, right? I mean, they're not going on out there like you talk about all the time. Year to date, commercial sales of $216 million. We ran a 13.7% year-over-year increase.
Amazing.
I mean,
it just keeps going, doesn't it? It's just, you know, from a commercial standpoint, some of the things you hear in the news, one of the things we both hear is commercial real estate is, you know, bubble or maybe on the decline. So how do you reconcile these numbers going up like that?
You know, I think there's a couple things, right? I mean, certainly we have devoted and dedicated ourselves to bringing on more boots on the street, more people helping to drive that increase. Obviously, that's a piece of the puzzle. And then the other thing, I'm almost hesitant to talk about it, but it needs to be said. Our competition, our big competitor out there is certainly struggling. Continues to struggle. Continues to, I interviewed 3 of their salespeople last week that want to jump ship. I mean, these are 3 producers, right? That we'll figure out if they're a culture fit for us. Most of them they aren't, but we'll see if they're a fit.
That's interesting.
But they're still struggling. We're still, so if I'm an account manager, I swear to God, on a stack of Bibles, if I saw one of those trucks driving around and stopping in businesses, I'd wait about a half hour, 20 minutes till that service tech left, and I'd go in there and knock on the door and drop my card. They're struggling that mightily. Again, they've got great technicians in different spots, right? There's no doubt about that. And oftentimes it comes down to, who's actually walking in the business doors. But overall, I mean, we're chasing national account business. They're asking us to quote the business that they never even gave us the time of day. So that's
big.
So that's happening.
Big.
More boots on the street. Competition continues to struggle. Now, I would caution you is that these are good companies. That's a good company over there. They'll get their stuff together, I guess, is the best way to say it.
Eventually.
So don't.
Let's take some market share in the meantime, though, right?
Punch him square in the throat and get after it.
Whoa, ease up with the violence. Ease up with the violence.
I wish it was throat punch Thursday. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
But that is quite the compliment, right? That they're coming to you now and say, hey, we want you to quote on these deals.
And the other thing that's happening too, I think, the dynamic that's kind of, sometimes it's a hit or a miss. You either get the salespeople selling and the pros not selling. Right. But last year, 15% increase with our Orkin commercial pros selling business. So everybody's participating.
Nice.
Heck, the admin are booking appointments and doing, the CSSs are scheduled. The dynamic that's going on right now, and I said this when I talked to a new sales class last Friday, via Zoom, they brought me in to talk to the class. There's never been a better time in all the time that my 40 plus years to be here, and maybe Chris Pierce can kind of vouch for that as well, kind of with his tenure. There's never been a better time to be in commercial sales at Orkin Pest Control. Nice. I mean, the resources, what the marketing team is doing, all that kind of stuff that's being plowed in here. The launch of the new commercial division is just stepped this game up.
Nice.
It's crazy when you get these numbers, when you have these performances, a guy like me like, how much are you going to hit us with this year? Right. So we did what did I say, 13.6, 13.7. They budgeted us 15% sales increase for next year. Okay. And quite frankly, I shouldn't say this on a jinx myself.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I'm not going to say it. I think we're in great shape. We are in great shape to deliver another outstanding performance in 2025.
What was the bump last year from 23 to 24? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was like 11.
Percentage.
Oh, percent was 13.7.
Wow. Okay.
That we increased.
Man, you guys are on a roll.
Yeah.
It's like a V6, engines humming.
Amen. And we're going to need a V8. We're going to need a V8 because they're going to ask for more.
Congratulations.
So get your V8 and get after it. But,
did you ask Pat for a raise?
Raises. That guy's. You talk about me being tight. That's why I can't afford to go to that
record
game.
that. Okay, let's timestamp that.
This is another one I can't send to him. Oh boy. But speaking of Pat, the profit delivery. None of this matters. You can sell all the business in the world you want. If we don't get the truck in the parking lot, we don't get the service, we don't keep the customers, we're going to end up in a bad spot, and we're not going to drive profit. And at the end of the day, this whole business, people keep trying to convince me. I can't even read a P&L. I'm just being transparent with everybody. But we delivered another profit year for the company. And so, life is good. You ask about Pat. He's tickled right now.
Yeah,
so
I bet.
He and I were sitting there yesterday. We just occasionally sit around and just kind of BS, just kind of catch up. It's been a while since we caught up, and just talking about he's starting his 3rd year, and year number 1 was successful. Year number 2 was successful.
He's on a roll. He's got to be happy.
Yeah.
He's on a roll.
Things are
got to be
good.
happy.
Things
good for him.
It's a good time to be an Orkin pro. I'll just say that.
Yes.
The other thing we have going on is we've got this crazy thing. Guys that have been around for a long time understand this GCR advantage, and basically that is the gross contract revenue that you roll into the next year with, right? The recurring business that you sold in 2024 is going to roll over into 2025. And the cool thing about that is, Victor, we have almost an 11% commercial gross contract advantage moving into 2025. So we're going to open up January without selling a nickel's worth of business with 12% more revenue than we serviced last January.
Nice.
And then these folks are going to go out and sell, 13, 14, 15% increase.
Right.
And it's just going to continue.
Momentum.
It just
keeps on giving.
It's a great business. We're in a great business.
Wonderful.
In addition, Victor, to all those fabulous company-wide results, we had 19 folks in December now. In December, 19 folks get paid on more than $75,000 in the month of December. We should do what?
Roll the video.
Roll the video.
Yes.
So that was the wrong video.
That's the wrong video.
We don't know what happened there, but that's the video for tomorrow's $100,000 producers.
Yes.
We're off to a banging start.
Yeah, that's what,
Matt,
I think that's why Adam said it. Is that the inspector numbers?
Yeah. Matt, I don't know if you can tee up that 75K club, but see if you can find that, because we're going to talk about who's on the list.
Yeah, now
those 19. Woo! Okay, live TV, baby.
Okay.
You guys got it. 75 coming at you.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Could we tell them we did that on purpose? To see
Yeah,
if
we
they
did
were-
that on purpose. It
To
was
see
just,
if they were paying attention?
yeah.
It took Adam Humphrey about 2 seconds to spot that.
Adam was on that. He was on that. But
No, just
great numbers though.
Crazy good
Yeah.
list. Crazy good list, right?
Jason, Chicka Civatoni again. Man, but look at that. That's
We talked about that battle that he
big
and Jordan
number.
were in for
Yeah.
top dog.
yeah.
And
And
well,
I always said Civatoni would win.
you're lying. You didn't say that.
I swear that's what I said.
Fibbing.
It's documented.
Lying is a strong term.
You lie, Victor.
No, but Jason,
Yeah.
all the results aren't in. But
Wow.
Jason ran away with the top spot. He'll be the chairman of the Chairman's Club again. He's going back to back in that role. Throwing up $288,000 in the month of December.
That's crazy.
Jordan hung in there. He threw up 159.
Yeah.
Andrew Osborne with almost 200
nice.
grand.
Oh, I know.
Just crazy.
Jason ain't right.
The patch is back.
The patch.
Patch is back.
Paccioni. I wanted to be on the list because I just like saying her name.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that the write up
Paccioni.
on her. She was the soccer player. It was in one of our magazines that just came out, which was really cool. They did a
Patch
nice
plays
little-
soccer?
She played. I'm going to screw this up again. For either Brazil or Colombia national team. I mean, she's like a big time soccer.
Brazilian, okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, I've been accused of never giving love to the West Coast. I think you've accused me of that many times.
I have. They've accused you. Of quite frankly.
So I just want to give a special shout out to Shane.
There you go.
Clevitt. There you go, Shane.
Shane's a big fan.
Shane, come back, Shane.
Shane's a big fan.
Yeah, he's been doing
and
well.
the, and the goat's back on her. You're saying out on
Chris
the West Coast.
Pierce?
Chris Pierce.
Yep, West Coast, there he is.
I think this is going to be. He's qualified for President's Club. He'll be.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Wetzel,
Chris. Put it in the
White,
chat.
Chandler.
35 years. I think 35 in a row.
Wow.
I'm not sure what it is. So he won't put that in there. So somebody post that for him. Jeff, maybe.
Nice.
Who else?
Rodney Furr.
Yeah, Rodney's a new name on the list.
Yeah, I'm
Kevin
working on
Penn's a new name.
Kim Dew.
Kim Dew's been on the list probably, I think, 2 out of the last 3 months. So Kim's
I don't
clocking.
recognize Jack Hudgens.
Jack was the guy we had in here with Kyle Gorecki when we did the broadcast when they talked about the Sourcewell sales.
Okay.
Remember we brought those?
Yeah, those two guys in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
two young guys.
He was
yeah,
one
the
of-
good-looking
okay.
guys that,
Okay.
that improved our broadcast.
Yeah,
those guys.
definitely
They were
improved our
in here.
podcast. Yeah.
What else? What else?
Yeah, great list though, all the way around.
Yeah, 19 winners again, coast to coast, across the country, just outstanding.
Chris Pierce has been crushing it since 1987. Did you know that? Says Jeff.
I knew that. I didn't.
Yeah. Has Chris ever taken you out to like dinner or something?
No, he's not supposed to do that.
Oh, my
he's
bad.
not
Just
supposed to
throwing it
do
out
that.
there.
But
Like,
some Jeff,
show a
grab,
little love, man.
Have Chris tell you how many years this will be for his President's Club.
I'm
wins.
sure if Jeff Mussinger wants something, he'd take you out to dinner. He looks like
Jeff's a
the
nice
top.
guy.
Yeah, he looks like. Look at that. He looks real. Well, I'm just throwing it out there.
So, in addition, Victor,
Yes.
as we kind of again, the official President's Club reports will be out either Thursday or Friday. I think they're going to release them to the field. The divisions are reviewing them and approving them and making sure everything's tight and there's no errors and all the corrections and all that got made. I was privy to kind of some early reports, and the one thing that jumped off the page for me is that last year, 2024, Victor, we had 8 of our account managers get paid on over $1 million in sales. 8.
Okay, I'm not the smartest guy.
Yeah.
But can you like if I did $1 million, how much did I take home?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the only thing I care about.
Yeah.
What did I take home? Because I need to know who my friends are now.
Oh, you got friends.
I got
You
8 friends.
You'll
I got
get
8
to-
friends.
you get-
So
I
what did you
would encourage you to get close to Jason.
Jason,
he might
okay.
be your friend. He led the way. No, but when you think about it, the way that these folks are compensated commercially, you know, on their recurring sales, they get paid 20% when they get up
Right.
to that bracket. When they get north of $500,000,
Right.
Their commission rate goes to 20%. So,
Right.
You know, depending on the mix of their business between one times and recurring.
Right.
You know, those guys that sold $1 million, I'm quite sure that they all make a couple $100,000.
Nice.
Yeah, for selling bug juice.
200.
Selling bug juice. You know, just,
But why do you say it like that? Why do you say it like that? Why do you say it
I've been
like
a bug man my whole life, and
So if you're making 200,000, I think that puts you in the top 15-20%.
in
the
far as
country.
earners, yeah,
It's a mind blower when you think about it. You make more than 80% of the rest of America.
making
Wow.
more than probably 70%, 80% of these pharmaceutical salespeople that used to be all the rage. Right?
Yeah.
They're losing their jobs, and we got business. that
Whoa,
just
there was
keeps
a
coming.
swipe. He just took
Yeah.
a swipe at
Let me
this.
take a shot at attorneys too.
Why-
Yeah.
Ed
Our
is in
folks
rare
make more,
form today.
They make more than attorneys, so I'll
Holy
just leave it at
buckets.
that. You know, so no, it's just
Great-
super
great
cool.
numbers, though.
You asked me in one of the broadcasts before, like how many people made it every month?
Right.
Right, so I did a little research. I'm prepared because you usually ask me those questions
Right.
and I'm not prepared.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
don't ask me and I'm
Okay,
prepared.
you're prepared.
So I'm going to
Okay,
serve
let me ask you. Hey Ed, how many people have made it consecutively, like month after month after month? What's been the longest?
It's interesting you should ask that, Victor.
Oh, okay. Oh, wonderful.
We had 3 folks make the 75K club in 10 out of 12 months. 3 folks made that list. Jason, Jordan, and Garrett Werfel are Yinzer out of Pittsburgh, right? So those 3 folks made it 10 out of 12.
Wow.
There was one guy in the company that made it 11 months out of 12. 11 months out of 12, he got paid on more than $75,000.
Wow.
And quite frankly, I'm gonna be very biased here.
Okay.
He's my favorite account manager in the company because
Why?
I want to say I raised him from a pup.
Oh, you trained him?
But when I left sales to move into sales management, he was the guy that came in and was one of my backfills, and that's Brian Clark out of Youngstown.
So you're saying you trained them well?
No. He did everything. He did everything right. I just kind of knuckled.
It
my
sounded
way
like
through.
you wanted to take credit for his success to some
I do.
extent.
His wife likes me. I don't know about him, but no.
By the way, what will you give?
consistency.
What will you give to somebody who does it every month, 12 months? Is there like you should put like a big carrot out
So
there.
why don't we do that? Let's throw it out
Finally. Thank you. Okay.
there. If you go 12 consecutive months making $75K, we'll give you $5,000 bonus.
Ed's
5,000.
loosening the purse string.
5,000.
Holy buckets! Even I didn't see that one. I thought you were going to say like $1,000.
Nope.
You're going to go 5.
Yeah. I don't know how you just talked me into that, but that just
Holy
happened.
bucket!
That just happened.
Ryan Gray says,
Pat,
new car.
Pat can't see this for sure. We can't show him this one.
Dear Pat.
What else?
Okay.
Anything else come off the list?
I'm saying Don Goyota says, wow,
Anything in the
again.
chat?
Roxanne says, make your money. I love that. Amy, nice. Okay, see, they like that. See, this is how salespeople work, Ed.
Amen.
You just got to know how to put carrots out there.
There you go.
Now, I'm not talking mini carrots. You finally put out a real carrot, like a real one, Ed. Thank you.
All right, but so just so we get back to reality,
Yeah.
$500 will go to Jason
Okay.
for finishing first in December.
All right.
And everybody else will get a $100 Amazon gift card. I'll get those out this weekend
Nice.
as I'm watching football.
The fact that you gave out a 5,000 potential bonus just makes me happy.
Somebody better put that in the chat because I'll deny it when it comes up next year. No, all good on that.
It says, Michael Smith says, Jason Craven and I just heard a challenge.
There you go.
And Alex says, we like giant carrots. See, I'm telling you, they love it. Put big ones out there. Not that measly thing you've been throwing out there.
All right, so let's talk about some content.
Let's go ahead.
Let's move on before you get into my wallet more, and I got to explain stuff to Pat that I can't put on an expense report. This time of year, everybody's talking goals and setting your goals and putting your goals in writing, and just from my seat, you and I talked about this last night. We talked more about it this morning. I've never been a big goal guy, right? And I got to do all these goals now for.
Right.
I got something in my email. I got to do send my goals to Pat, and I'm like, I looked at him. I'm not setting you any goals. You know what my goal is.
I know what you mean.
So I just and I know you have to write goals. So I don't want to give you the impression that I'm not a goal guy, right? I mean, I like my goals to be shorter sprints.
Yep.
You know, stuff that I can manage and handle and control versus I want to make President's Club is my goal.
Right.
No, how am I going to get there, right?
Right.
So I thought today it might make some sense for us to talk about, busting this down into smaller sprints.
Right.
And I really want to lean into really the training that y'all got exposed to last year, which I thought was phenomenal, right? So the marketing team and the commercial division put all this training together that launched all these new service offerings or gave you data, gave you info and training and toolkits. Kitchen sink in these toolkits. Anything you want to know about these products, you can figure out there. So these toolkits, I want to focus on that. So I'm thinking to myself, if I want to sell more business, right, the company target is going to be 15% sales increase, right? That's what the boss is going to look for. That's what he's going to expect. But I want you to take a look at your own goals and put some sprints in there to think about what can I do. Everybody wants to make more money, right? And everybody's going to put a goal. I want to sell more than I did last year. I would challenge you to say, how do I do that? And the first thing I would say is let's talk about a couple service offerings, right? So we did all these campaigns last year where they build out these toolkits for, I scratched out some notes here. So we did the mosquito control, we did the rodent control, we did the fly control, stuff that was, the intent was to make you better, make you have a better understanding of it. But I think if I were you, I would focus on maybe a couple of them, right? We launched the scent services last year, and it kind of went out like a bomb, right? It didn't start out real good. And we got some numbers from Miriam to where, it's increased.
It's been doubling.
Yeah,
the last 3
we've
years.
doubled it the last 3 years.
Yep.
What? Look at your game and see where you're at with scent services. Is there something you can do to get into those toolkits to understand these products better, to start talking amongst your peers, to start pitching the stuff back and forth in your sales rooms to break it down? What are your thoughts on trying to focus a 6-week sprint on something like that?
I have ADHD bad, as I've highlighted to many people, if you haven't noticed already. So I can't do long sprints. So I have to do shorter sprints. So 3 months to 6 months at most, but 3 months is kind of how far I want to go. Even my goal, which is really an outcome for this year. And then I look at what activities do I have to do every day. So I have this little band, I think I showed it to you. It says on one side, it says one thing. And then at the end of the day, when I'm done, I flip it over and say done, right? And so I'm trying to just do one thing every day. And it's a little activity to hit a certain outcome. But I got a 3 month to 6 month time horizon. I can't do 1 year, so I'm with you on this.
Yeah, the only written goal I ever really put down when I was in sales was a really simple goal. I know how much money I needed to make as a sales guy to support my family.
That's usually where we all start out, yeah.
It was a little piece of athletic tape that I just kept at the bottom right-hand corner of my rearview mirror. So every time I picked my head up, I saw it. And it said 1,500, right? And that's what I knew. I needed to sell that much a day. Way back in the day, that was able to.
That's a clever little tactic. I like that
just
tactic.
so you see it all the time.
Yeah,
I
never would have thought of that.
Put it on your shaving mirrors and all. I don't know what the ladies do, but put it on the shaving mirror. Keep your goals visible to you.
Yeah.
But again, think about breaking these small things down. So what if you became? What if you started to master the scent services? What if you really understood it? Would you be more confident in pitching it? Would you be more competent to the customer in pitching it? Would you sell more business? What if you started to add that to your bundles? What if that was your goal? That I'm going to master this segment of the business that I don't understand yet. Because folks are doubling these sales year after year across the country, and I'm not getting my share. Yeah,
I mean, the number's literally doubling. I think it was 76 first year. I think it was 175 or something the second year, and I think today we're at 5.
$500,000.
Yeah, more than doubled.
Yeah.
So the numbers are growing.
Yeah.
And I told you from the beginning, I've always loved this product line. And so the fact that it's kind of starting to take off, I love it. I think I had salespeople when I was managing, in your position, managing salespeople, and it was always interesting. There was two mindsets. When you throw a new product in the mix, people were like, oh God, another product to sell. That was one mindset. Yeah. The other mindset was, oh great, I have something now to go back and talk to my customer about something new that we have. And I always loved the latter. Because new products to me is more like I got another reason to go back and talk to them. Yeah. So let's look at some of the services like send services. Another one would be
the drain services that was just most recent, right? And I don't know anybody's a drain expert. There are some, but have you got the scopes that that they talked about on the broadcast to show the folks what's going on in their drains and to build that service up? I think that how do you make more money in sales? Maybe you can't see any more people than you did last year. But you can certainly bundle more services.
Yes.
And if you put the scent services in there, you put some of the drain stuff in there, you put the mosquito. But again, I always fall back on this, and that's why I'm so kind of focused on getting better at understanding them, because I couldn't sell services I didn't understand and didn't believe.
Right.
I'd be the guy sitting on the side, okay, we'll wait to see what happens.
Right.
I wasn't that guy that jumped right out at the new offer. So it took me a while to kind of, I guess, let them saturate into my brain.
Yeah. We need social proof sometimes. See other people doing it.
I did.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, 3 years of numbers scaling up like that, that's enough proof.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yes.
So I think that's one approach that you can take as you goal set. That would be your goal. And again, short sprints. I told you the story about I got a goal of reading a book, right? So I told you
how many days it takes you to read a book?
I told you it's going to take me 30 days at least to get through the Mel Robbins Let Them book that just came out. If you've not picked it up yet or seen it yet, you got to get it. Yep. And so my wife and I committed that we would she'll read it in 2 days. I asked for 30. So that's my goal. So I know I got to get that done at the end of 30 days, because as weird as it seems, we're going to do like a little, what are those book club things?
Yeah.
It's just her
you
and I.
You and your wife?
And that book is going to make it very, very difficult to do that with my bride. But we'll see what happens.
What's the title of it again?
Let Them.
Let Them.
Let Them.
Yeah. All right.
Just let it all go.
Hottest
book on Amazon right now.
Okay.
Hottest book on
Wonderful.
Amazon right now. So in addition to getting better at your service and your service understandings, I think there's a couple other opportunities that everybody has out there to get a little better, right? How do we get a little better? How do we get 15% better than we were last year so we make more money for our families? And I think there's a couple things that I would focus on. When I keep beating this drum of national account team sales and working with your teams and working with these preferred vendors. The marketing team and the commercial division did a great job of teeing those up in training segments. We shot a bunch of videos and brought in some of the subject matter experts. And I think about those. If you've not jumped in, hook, line, and sinker, you should. This is going to be the 4th year in a row that the national account team sales have increased more than 25%. And there's nothing that grows that fast. It's the fastest growing segment of our business. And I think there are still a bunch of folks, Victor, still on the sidelines that haven't jumped in. So I would encourage you to jump into that stuff. You got Sourcewell. If you don't understand Sourcewell, we're going through the contract bidding right now with them. Deborah is working through that with them right now. We're going to get a renewal on that contract for another 3 or 4 years. $6 million in Sourcewell sales last year. Company-wide, they tripled what we did last year.
Wow.
So if you're not in the Sourcewell game yet, jump in those wonderful toolkits that explain everything from soup to nuts. Pick up the phone, call people, get used to it. Practice among your teams, talk among your teams. Yeah. There's somebody that that you're working with, particularly when you go out to these kickoff meetings that are coming up in the next 30, 60, 90 days. You're going to be around folks that are having success with these.
Yeah.
Get some of that. No. Get some of that money.
So to get some of that money, I'm loving your track. All right, I'm going to ask you a question you probably don't have the number to. But when we look at our total Sourcewell number, do you have that one available by chance?
Deborah just sent it to me yesterday. It was like $6 million last year.
So $6 million. Like, what do you think is the total potential?
Because
that would be the gap I'd look at. If you're at $6 million, is it $100 million? What is it?
It's got that potential's out there, and I hate that pie in the sky stuff, but that's legitimate, right?
Yeah.
I mean that number will easily double next year. Because what's happening now, and it happened on the residential side with all the ancillary services. All these things are starting to gain momentum. Right. And as slow as we started with Scent Services, to get it to $500,000, it's like, okay, it's starting to catch on. Yep. And when that happens, it goes from here to here to here, from this city to this city, and then this salesperson talks to this, hey, maybe I'll start selling some of that. Yeah. So I guess that's my goal set, or my goal question for you is, can you get better with all these things? Because don't get left behind might be even a better word, right?
Yep.
You know, the 25 folks that are going to President's Club, I got a pretty good feel for the list, right?
Yep.
You know, I got the precursor, you know, kind of first version while they're doing all the checking. There's 20 of them that are heavily engaged in national account team sales.
Nice.
I don't see how you get there without having some team sales in your bag, you know, because it's exploding. So that would be one. And then the other thing I think that, you know, we have a lot of new account managers, right? You know, one of the things that we did to bump these sales up is we put more boots on the street and the competition's struggling, right? We talked about that, but really locking down what I think is our best tool in our sales bag, our triple guarantee.
Yep.
Because, you know, we're in the replacement business. You know, what we got to do is we've got to knock out a current vendor that's in place. And, you know, it's not the easiest job in the world to do. So the goal is to knock them out. And I don't think there's a better tool than our triple guarantee, where we basically tell them, you know, hey, come on over, give us a try. If you're not completely satisfied with the service and the results that service renders, we'll give you all your money back. That's how confident we are in the work that our team does.
Nice.
So, I mean, if you think about how do you spin that? How do you make that effective? So if I woke you up in the middle of the night, maybe I wake you up early Tuesday morning after you've watched the Notre Dame Fighting Irish defeat the Ohio State Buckeyes, and you got about 10, 12 beers in you because you went to the game because somebody bought you a ticket.
Right.
If I woke you up out of that sound sleep, could you spit that guarantee like it's
butter.
just automatic?
Yep.
And that. I think those little things, those little challenges, those little short sprints, will make you way better prepared than saying, my goal is to go to President's Club.
Yep.
Because that don't add up.
Yeah, I gotcha. So new products,
New
new
products,
services,
couple-
and a couple of training.
Yeah, a couple
just
trainings,
work
yeah.
it in.
Yeah.
Work it in. I want to highlight this because Barry Polk said that the toolkits are gold, awesome material. The marketing team throwing you a lob for the slam dunk. Shout out to the marketing team for the content they put together.
Amen. No, I mean, Miriam was on the earlier broadcast. They're just slaying it, man. And if you got something you want that you don't see, man, them ladies,
They're really good. They're really good.
They're
Some of the content's really good. The packages they put
crazy.
together great.
What else?
That's it.
I think that's about that. Let me do some housekeeping. We'll get
do
out
it.
of here and let them get back after it.
Okay.
To my account managers, pay attention. Double check right now what you got paid on in December, how you finished for the year to date, your year to date sales at the end of December. Dial in your commission percents for all of 2025 on the recurring business that you sell. So don't wait for somebody to come around and do it. It's not automated. That's a pain in the tail for me. I hate that it's not automated. Do the work. You know, if you've crossed one of those thresholds, you know, make sure your RSM knows, make sure your branch knows to bump your commissions in, you know, for your sales in January, because you're going to get paid a commission check here in 3 or 4 days, you know, when we settle up commissions for the first part of January. So make sure that you've checked that and you've got it right in the system, because it doesn't happen automatically. You got to manually make those changes. So do yourself fair. Don't come around in April and say, oh, I forgot to get that bump and play catch up. Get your money now. Get your money now. I did notice on, you know, talking about some of these team sale opportunities, a whole bunch of Subways and Dunkins have been popped. You know, I creep on all their group me's, which is kind of weird, but I'll explain that later. But I see a whole bunch of Subways and a whole bunch of Dunkins populating. You know, the folks are out there getting after them, so it's working. And again, the importance of the kickoff meetings that are coming up. You know, typically they're done once a year. We do them every spring. You get that chance to mix and mingle with your peers. Not the manager, sure, but this is your chance to get in the same room with, you know, 20, 30 of your account managers, folks that do what you do every day from different parts of the territory, different parts of the region. Take full advantage of that. Don't sit in the back of the room. Make that a work session for yourself. Make sure you're engaged, looking up these folks that are lighting up the charts. How you doing it? What are you doing?
Yep.
I mean, just great, I guess, great opportunity to just network with people that get it done. We got that $1 billion company-wide sales target. You know, the swan song, baby.
Whoa.
Come on, bring that million. You got to bring $1 million. So we'll get after it. And then last, I talked to both Robert Barr and I talked to Sean Murray yesterday, just to kind of get a feel for, you know, with the impact of those horrific fires out there on the West Coast that are so troublesome as you watch. You know, if you watch the news. I mean, my wife tells me what's going on out there, but while we haven't had anybody directly impacted just yet, a lot of businesses are closed. All that stuff's going on, but it just kind of gave me that reminder that as we move into a new year, you know, you're going to make a little bit more money. Maybe the managers get a little bit of a raise, you know, come April. So just be mindful of that when you get those raises or get those opportunities. I think most all of our account managers made more money than they did last year. Can you peel off another buck or two to make that direct donation into the Rollins Relief Fund? Because again, that's the closest thing to my heart. I don't give to the United Way down here. I probably shouldn't say that out loud. But I focus my money on the Rollins Relief Fund. That's where my contributions go, because that's for our people. Those are all Rollins employees. They're all volunteers, kind of manning the ship and dispersing the money.
Nice.
And every nickel goes to another one of our fellow employees. So throw a little bit that way.
Absolutely.
Just again. I can't thank you enough for the results that you turned in at 2024. They're staggering. Everybody just kind of looks at y'all and figures out, like, what the heck is going on with Orkin commercial sales? And it's resonating across the company, across all the brands, across Rollins. You know, Jerry Gayloff's always mentioning the effort that these folks do and what they continue to deliver, what's become year in, year out.
Yep.
And
nice.
so again, from the bottom of my heart, from my family to yours, thank you for what you're all doing. You're all just killing it. And we will get after 2025, and we will do the same thing again.
Let's do it again.
I'm quite sure. Good luck. Be safe. Take care.
Take care, guys. Happy New Year.